Hello, P2B students. You just walked out the door, and I'm finishing what we were talking about so that you can watch Friday morning or at your leisure. So, gender expression, I think I already said, is the way that you express how you feel in terms of male, female, or other. And I already read through this slide saying it may or may not align with what people expect or what you were born as. Um, so, gender identity, cisgender is one of the terms that you're hearing more and more often these days. It means when a person's sex at birth aligns with your gender identity. I identify as cisgender. I was born, it's a girl, and I feel female in my day-to-day life. That term is cisgender. All right. Transgender is when a person's gender experience does not align with the expectations based on their sex at birth. So it's a boy at birth, grows up not feeling quite right with that label, with that gender, and may experience it differently. Some of those people may undergo medical transition. I read an article recently that kind of upset me. About 80% of Americans have never met a transgender person in real life. And yet, 100% of Americans have very strong opinions about transgender people, most of them on one end of the spectrum or the other. And yet, if you've never met a transgender person, how can you make those assumptions or decisions without having sat down with someone and asked them, really, what was it like for you when you were little? Or when did you first realize that your gender identity didn't match your sex at birth? And so I really, really wish more of us could have that experience of meeting a transgender person and asking them what their experience was. In 10th grade now are a couple of fantastic transgender kids. Maybe if you go to Fossil Ridge High School, you'll get to meet them someday. I'm not saying anything more because I do not have the right to out them to the world. So, gender identity, other terms you might hear, gender queer, gender non-binary, gender fluid. When a person fluctuates between genders, some days I feel female, some days I feel male, some days I'm kind of in between. When a person doesn't identify as male or female, that's gender non-binary, or is in a state of constant questioning. Could also be, a person might also use one of these terms. Agender, when a person does not identify as either male or female, they feel outside of the box of gender. I have not met a person in my life yet who identifies as agender, but I look forward to talking to that person someday and asking them, what does that feel like? How do you function in a world where so much of what we experience every day depends on whether we are male or female? All right, gender pronouns. It is important to honor a person's requested pronouns and their preferred name if they ask you to call them by something, just like if a student says, my name is Jennifer, but I go by Jen or Jenny. It's important to respect that in the same way if Jenny says or Jen says, I go by he, him, his pronouns, to respect that. Some people choose she, her, hers. Some people choose he, him, his. They, them, theirs, referring to one person, and other people have even made up new words that didn't exist before, like z, zer, and zers. I haven't met a person like that yet, but again, I look forward to meeting a person who uses those alternative pronouns and asking them why. How did they come to that decision, and what kind of response do they get from people? All right, sexuality. What is it? The biological, physical, emotional, and psychosocial aspects of sexual attraction and expression. What? Basically, sexuality is who do you find attractive? What groups of people do you find attractive? People experience it in many different ways. Our culture says what's normal is for men to be attracted to women and women to be attracted to men. But many, as many as 10% or more of the population experiences that differently. While some people are attracted to people of the opposite gender, I just said that. Others are attracted to people of the same gender or multiple genders. What's important to know is it is not a choice. People don't wake up on Monday and go, oh, I think I'll be attracted to females today. And then on Tuesday and go, no, that didn't work for me. Today I'm going to be attracted to males. And on Wednesday I go, today I'm going to be attracted to agender people. It doesn't work that way. It's not a choice. All right. Sexual orientation refers to a part of a person's personality and defines the way you're attracted to other people. So, LGBTQ plus is a really common acronym that we've been seeing a lot in the news lately. What do these mean? What do they have to do with sexual orientation? I'm going to run through this list. Lesbian refers to women who are attracted to women. Gay refers to men who are attracted to men, historically, but gay is also a term that women can use to mean I, as a gay woman, find other women attractive. So gay can be male or female encompassing. Bisexual means people who find males and females attractive. Transgender, talked about already, that has nothing to do with attraction. Transgender has to do with the feeling of gender not matching your biological sex. Queer is a wonderful umbrella word. You don't get to say that someone is queer. Well, I suppose if you know they are somewhere in the LGBTQ plus range, you could say, yep, that person is queer. But usually it's a word that someone uses to describe themselves. And in my experience, when someone uses the word queer, it's because they acknowledge that they're somewhere on that LGBTQ plus spectrum, but don't really want to talk to you about it. It's not really any of your business. So they might say that they're queer or use queer as an umbrella term. Me and my queer friends, for example. Questioning is just that. Someone who doesn't feel like they meet the expectations of family or culture, and they're questioning that. They're questioning how they feel. They're questioning, why do I feel this way? How do I feel? Is it okay or not? And then the plus part is close to 50 other ways that people define their gender, their sexuality, their attraction to other people. So that's what LGBTQ plus means. Other words that have not made an appearance are heterosexual and homosexual. Heterosexual is when a man is attracted to a woman, and the other way around too, women who are attracted to men. And homosexual refers to lesbian and gay, meaning a woman who is attracted to the same sex and a man who is attracted to the same sex. Again, not a choice. And there was something else that I just wanted to say, and it left my mind. So I will move on. Coming out is the process of telling other people that you are something other than what society expects. So let's just say something on the LGBTQ plus spectrum, you are queer. It is a personal choice. It should be done in a time when nobody is angry, when nobody is trying to get back at someone else, and it should be done, hopefully, it should be done with people who you expect to love and respect you for who you are. You don't ever want to put yourself in danger if you are thinking of coming out. It might not go so well if your family believes that that is wrong, or if your family doesn't understand what transgender means. People might need some time to understand what it is that you've been feeling for quite some time. I want you to just be aware that there is a hotline called the Trevor Project. It is a 24/7 hotline for LGBTQ plus youth or people who have questions as well. So just to know this exists is important. And if you Google LGBTQ hotline, this Trevor Project will be one that comes up. It's very much like the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, 24/7, anonymously available for people who are having questions about coming out. You can also talk to a counselor or a trusted adult. So we already watched that video, and I don't need to tell you about Mattel's new gender neutral doll. You can Google it if you want. I won't take any more of your time. All right, thanks for watching. Happy Friday. Bye.